How does Vermithor die? House of the Dragon explained. Warning, major book spoiler warning. Before we begin, this video contains major spoilers from George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, which may reveal future events in House of the Dragon. We'll explain Vermithor's final battle, who kills the Bronze Fury, and why his death marks one of the most devastating moments of the Dance of the Dragons. With that said, let's get started. When people rank the most powerful dragons in Westeros, one name is almost always near the top: Vermithor. Known as the Bronze Fury, he was once ridden by King Jaehaerys I Targaryen, the Old King, during one of the most peaceful eras in Targaryen history. After Jaehaerys' death, Vermithor remained riderless for years. But during the Dance of the Dragons, he became one of the deadliest dragons in the entire war. So, how does a dragon this powerful finally die? The answer comes during one of the bloodiest battles in Targaryen history, the Second Battle of Tumbleton. Who is Vermithor? Before discussing his death, it's important to understand just how powerful Vermithor really was. Vermithor was the dragon of King Jaehaerys I Targaryen, one of the greatest rulers Westeros ever had. By the time of the dance, he had grown into one of the largest living dragons, second only to Vhagar in size. His bronze-colored scales, massive wings, and terrifying firepower earned him the nickname the Bronze Fury. Unlike younger dragons, Vermithor had decades of battle experience and immense physical strength. Hugh Hammer claims Vermithor. When Rhaenyra searched for new dragon riders, the dragon seeds were invited to try claiming the riderless dragons. One of them was Hugh Hammer. Against all expectations, Hugh successfully bonded with Vermithor. Suddenly, Rhaenyra gained one of the most powerful dragons in the world. But that victory wouldn't last. Hugh Hammer eventually betrayed Rhaenyra and joined the Greens during the infamous First Battle of Tumbleton. That betrayal dramatically changed the course of the war. The Second Battle of Tumbleton. Everything reaches its climax during the Second Battle of Tumbleton. By this point, the Greens themselves have become divided. Chaos erupts, armies clash, dragon fights fill the sky. Vermithor becomes the center of one of the greatest dragon battles ever recorded. He faces multiple opponents, including Sea Smoke, ridden by Addam Velaryon, and Tessarion, Daeron Targaryen's Blue Queen. Addam Velaryon attacks first. Knowing Vermithor is the biggest threat, Addam Velaryon launches a desperate attack aboard Sea Smoke. It's an incredibly risky decision. Sea Smoke is much smaller, much younger, and significantly weaker than Vermithor. But Addam understands something important. If Vermithor survives, the Blacks have almost no chance of winning. So he attacks anyway. The dragons collide in an enormous explosion of claws, teeth, and dragon fire. Tessarion joins the battle. As Vermithor and Sea Smoke fight, Tessarion enters the conflict. The result is absolute chaos. 3 dragons become tangled together. Fire fills the sky. The battlefield below is devastated. Each dragon suffers terrible wounds. Nobody escapes unharmed. How does Vermithor die? This is where things become tragic. Unlike many dragons, Vermithor isn't killed by a single clean attack. Instead, the combined assault proves too much. During the brutal fight, Sea Smoke manages to lock on to Vermithor despite the enormous size difference. The 2 dragons crash violently to the ground. The impact is catastrophic. Sea Smoke is killed, but Vermithor survives the fall, only briefly. Already badly wounded, the Bronze Fury attempts to rise. Before he can recover, he collapses and dies from the devastating injuries sustained during the battle. In other words, no single dragon truly defeats Vermithor. It takes the combined chaos of the battle, his duel with Sea Smoke, the clash involving Tessarion, and the enormous crash itself to finally bring down one of the greatest dragons Westeros had ever seen. Did Hugh Hammer die too? Yes, Hugh Hammer never escapes Tumbleton. After the battle begins, he is killed by soldiers before he can fully benefit from his betrayal. His dream of becoming king ends almost as quickly as it began. Ironically, both rider and dragon perished during the same disastrous battle. Why Vermithor's death is so important? Vermithor wasn't just another dragon. He represented the height of Targaryen power. For decades, he had survived wars, kings, and generations of rulers. Many believed he was nearly unstoppable. His death proves something devastating. No dragon, no matter how powerful, can survive the dance forever. By the time Vermithor falls, the extinction of the dragons has become almost inevitable. Could House of the Dragon change his death? Probably in presentation, but not in outcome. The HBO series has already changed several events from Fire and Blood. However, Vermithor's death is one of the defining moments of the dance. The choreography of the battle, the order of attacks, or certain character interactions may change. But the Second Battle of Tumbleton will almost certainly remain one of the biggest dragon spectacles in the entire series. Fans can expect one of the most visually spectacular dragon battles ever put on television. Why Vermithor's death changed the war forever? Vermithor's death wasn't just the fall of another dragon. It marked the beginning of the end for House Targaryen's greatest advantage. Remember, Vermithor was one of the oldest, largest, and most experienced dragons alive. After Vhagar, many considered him the most dangerous dragon in Westeros. If even the Bronze Fury could be brought down, then no dragon was truly invincible anymore. His death also exposed one of the dance's greatest tragedies. The dragons weren't destroying each other because they chose to. They were being forced into war by the ambitions of their riders. For nearly a century, the dragons had made House Targaryen unstoppable. But during the dance, they became the very reason the dynasty began to collapse. By the time Vermithor falls at Tumbleton, it's clear that neither the Greens nor the Blacks can truly win. Every battle kills another dragon. Every victory weakens House Targaryen even further. In many ways, Vermithor's death symbolizes the moment the Age of Dragons truly began to end. From that point forward, the skies of Westeros would never again be ruled by the mighty dragons that once made the Targaryens the most powerful family in the world. Final thoughts. So, how does Vermithor die? The mighty Bronze Fury falls during the Second Battle of Tumbleton after a ferocious clash with Sea Smoke and Tessarion. Mortally wounded in one of the largest dragon battles in Targaryen history, Vermithor is unable to recover after crashing to the ground and finally succumbs to his injuries. His death marks the fall of one of the greatest dragons ever to live. More importantly, it symbolizes the beginning of the end for House Targaryen's greatest source of power. Because after Tumbleton, the skies of Westeros would never be the same. So, what do you think? Will House of the Dragon make Vermithor's final battle even more spectacular than it was in Fire and Blood? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more House of the Dragon explained videos, dragon lore, Fire and Blood breakdowns, and hidden details.